It's time for the Timeless Roofing Friday morning sports drive coming to you live from Punks PB Jamm. The Timeless Roofing Friday morning sports drive is sponsored by Allen Harmon Trucking, Amick Farms, Angie Fulmerita Corner, Bailey & Son Music Company, Berry Insurance Agency, Bobby K. Roof Builders, Brown's Auto Detail, Cal Forest for House District 39, Carolina Health Centers, Carolina Concrete, CB Forest & Son, CIA Towing, Circle B Reynolds, CM Tree Service, Tones Meats, Cromer Trucking, Crouch Hardware and Farm Supply, Dr. Ralph and Riley MD, Economy Furniture, Edwards Heating and Cooling, Farm Bureau, H&R Block, Herlong's Lawn Care, Kelly White State Farm Insurance, Blake Murray Property, Love's Handyman Service, Mason Haney Plumbing, Minnick Saluda Body Shop, Miggs of Saluda, Moore Bradley and Myers, Motor Coach Paint and Body Car Sales, Neighbors United Federal Credit Union, Newberry Hospital, Persimmon Hill Country Club, Price's Garage and Heavy Duty Towing, Punks PB Jamm, Ralph Shealy Kennedy Law Office, Ramey Funeral Home, Saluda Law, Saluda Nursing and Rehab Center, Saluda Stockyard, Saluda County Water and Sewer Authority, Senator Billy Garrett, South State Bank, the Charlie Foundation, the South Carolina Education Lottery, the town of Saluda, TimelessRoofingSC.com, Fiverr Broadband, Whizzes 2.0 of Batesburg Leesville, World Finance, and Westview Behavioral Health. We're so glad you joined us here for another Timeless Roofing Friday morning sports drive live from Punks PB Jamm. And good morning and welcome to the Timeless Roofing Friday morning sports drive live from Punks PB Jamm. We're gearing up for a great homecoming football Friday night. This Friday night at 7 o'clock, kickoffs at 7:30. We'll have the pregame for you. Saluda Tigers will be taking on the Southside Christian Sabres, and we're looking forward to playing them tonight there, getting there early and tailgating a little bit. So glad to be with you here on another Timeless Roofing Friday morning sports drive live from Punks PB Jamm. We're glad to be out here today and glad Punk and Gwen welcomed us this morning. And, of course, we're sponsored by Timeless Roofing. Over 30 years experience, licensed and insured. Quality, integrity, never get old at TimelessRoofing.com. Call for a free quote, 803-687-4184. And let's check in with the fellas this morning. So glad to see y'all this morning. Brandon, how you doing this morning?
Doing good. How are y'all?
Great, and looking forward to a great homecoming. I know you said y'all getting ready over there.
Yes, sir. We had a middle school game there at the stadium last night.
Right.
Most of the day will be spent at the stadium getting it ready for homecoming tonight, and our first Friday night home game in 3 or 4 weeks. So
yeah,
it's going to be like the first game all over again.
And it'll be a string of home games coming up, 5 in a row.
Yes,
it's
sir.
going to be amazing. Has that ever happened?
I
thought about that. I thought about asking Ralph about that. Has it ever happened where we had 5 home games in a row? That's unreal.
So most of our work will be around the stadium for the next 5 weeks.
Yes. So we're looking forward to it. And glad also to have Noah Bear with us. Noah, how you doing this morning?
Oh, doing good.
And you gearing up for homecoming tonight? You the class of 2026.
I'm a senior, but I'm not
Yeah.
participating in the homecoming stuff.
Now, how's it been around school? I know you're on a limited schedule.
I don't even go to Saluda. I go to Piedmont Tech, so
Okay.
I don't know what all they're doing.
I seen they had the book bag thing, and people was carrying all kind of crazy stuff in as book bag.
It was everything but a book bag day or whatever.
Yeah.
So you put your stuff in anything but a book bag. A suitcase, a wheelbarrow, whatever. I mean, it was weird.
Now, this is the week they do something different every day.
Yeah, this is the week they do, yeah.
And we'll be seeing the banners tonight. I always enjoy that. The class of 25, 26, 27, 28, and 29. Phew, I can't even think that far ahead. And of course, we'll be crowning a homecoming queen. We're looking forward to that. But the big thing about it is we'll be playing the Sabres tonight. Before we get started with that and talk more about that, it's time for Willie's Winners here on Saluda Now.
Good afternoon, sports junkies. Geez, the Cardiac Eagles did it again this past Friday night against Lexington, winning 36-30. Tristan Lewis scoring the winning touchdown with 24 seconds to go in the game. Warsaw's Purple Hornets are still perfect and ranked 5th in 1A in the South Carolina High School League rankings this week. Abbeville proved they are the bigger feline in the Lakelands by thumping the Wildcats of 96. Saluda came back and beat Chester, and Emerald kept their sails high by beating up on Broome to get back on a winning track. The Tigers of Clemson subdued to the Stingers of Georgia Tech, and the Gamecocks of South Carolina ended up being featherless against Vanderbilt's Navy. I took a beating last week, going 5-3 last week. I'm 28-7, which is an 80% winning percentage on the year. When the last time the New England Patriots been this good? Now for Willie's Winners, Week 4, Lakeland's Top 10. Number 10, the McCormick Chiefs. Number 9, the 96 Wildcats. Number 8, the Emerald Vikings. Number 7, Calhoun Fall Flashes. Number 6, Greenwood Christian Hawks. Number 5, Dixie Hornets. Number 4, Warshaw's Purple Hornets. Number 3, Saluda Tigers. Number 2, Abbeville Panthers. Number 1, the Greenwood Eagles. Now this week's games. Edison Cougars and McCormick Chiefs. The Cougars of Edison come over to the banks of the Savannah River looking for a new place to build their den. But the Chiefs don't take too kind to intruders entering their lands. Willie's winner. I'm going out on a limb here. McCormick. Crescent Tigers at 96 Wildcats. Another week where the Wildcats go up against another big cat. This time up against the Tigers of Crescent. After another fierce battle, the bigger feline keeps their stripes. Willie's winner, Crescent. Dixie Green Hornets at Orangeburg Prep Indians. These Green Hornets are looking to continue their dominance by swarming the Indians of Orangeburg Prep. After using their hornet instincts by avoiding all the insect spray, they continue their dominance. Willie's winner, Dixie. Strong Thunder Rebels at Emerald Vikings. The Rebels and Vikings have a nice conversation in the middle of their pasture. But the Rebels, being Rebels, rebel against the Vikings. Once the dirt settles in the pasture, only one group is standing. Willie's winner, Strong Thurman. Southside Christian Sabres at Saluda Tigers. This hasn't been a good year for the usual sharp Sabres. They have been dull and not cutting anything so far. And I don't see it getting any better for them against the mighty Tigers of Saluda. Willie's winner, Saluda. High school game of the week. Greenwood Eagles at T.O. Yellow Jackets. The Cardiac Eagles once again did it last week. So again, do they have enough strength in their wings to outfly those pesky Yellow Jackets from T.O. Willie's winner, T.O. College games of the week. Syracuse Orangemen at the Clemson Tigers. There's an Orange out this coming Saturday in the upstate of South Carolina, as the Orangemen come into Death Valley to try and take advantage of a cat licking its wounds from last week. Willie's winner, Clemson. South Carolina Gamecocks at number 23, Missouri Tigers. It's the Battle of the Mayor's Cup in Columbia, Missouri. Did the Yardbirds have enough time to regrow their feathers back after being plucked last week? I don't see this game being any easier for the Yardbirds. Willie's winner, Missouri. College game of the week. Number 17, Texas Tech Red Raiders at number 16, Utah Utes. Red Raiders go blaring into Salt Lake City, looking to grab the feathers from the Indians of the Utes tribe. After a fierce battle in the Salts, the Red Raiders come out on top. Willie's winner, Texas Tech. That's this week's games. Get out there and support your teams, the cheerleaders, the bands, and the concessions. Time for me to scat pack up out of here and relax for the weekend. Get me on up out of here.
And that is Willie's Winners, sponsored by Palmetto Peanuts. They're in grocers all over the Lakelands. And You know, I heard Willis say he's 83%, y'all. So he's got a way better record than I got on these picks.
Me too.
And speaking of the picks, we want you to participate in our $50 gift card giveaway. Hey, we had a winner last week. Maroney is his last name, and I can't think of his first name now. But he won the $50 gift card. You can do the same this week, but you've got to pick the correct score. He picked the score for Georgia Tech Clemson, 24-21, and that was a pretty easy pick. No one got the South Carolina score, which I doubt you would get that score anyway. And I know I picked South Carolina to win. I did pick Georgia Tech to beat. No, I didn't. I pulled for Georgia Tech last week because I said I'd rather Russia beat Georgia Tech. I remember saying that, but our first game, and by the way, there was a game last night, and I'll figure out what the score is. But first, let's pick our scores for Miami, Florida, and Miami is favored by 7.5. It is going to be at Miami.
Yeah, I believe Florida's struggling a little bit, just to say the least. Miami's playing decent ball. They got a lot of money invested in the quarterback, but I think Miami's going to easily take this.
Miami has been a very dominant team all year long. I do not see Florida beating them at Miami. Miami will win in a big way. They'll cover that 7.5 in the first quarter.
Yeah, and I tell you, Justin Fields at Miami has worked out good for them.
Yes.
He has done a great job down there, and yeah, I got to side with y'all on that one. Ought to be a good matchup, 7:30 tomorrow night. All right, here's another good close one. Indiana is hosting Illinois, and the Hoosiers are favored by 4.5 over the Fighting Illini. Brandon?
I don't really know much about Illinois. Indiana's not playing bad ball, but they're favored 4.5, so I'm leaning toward Indiana.
Noah?
Dad wasn't able to make it today, so he sent me a list of what all he was picking for this sheet, and he has Illinois winning at Indiana.
Okay.
But I'm going to take Indiana winning at home, and he's going to take Illinois, so we'll see what happens.
All right. Next pick on the card, by the way, is pick the right score, win $50, and I guess the correct score and win contest. Sponsored by Crouch Hardware and Farm Supply, 508 North Main, Saluda. Okay, Oklahoma and Auburn, and it's a 3:30 matchup. And Oklahoma is favored 6.5 over the Auburn Tigers. Brandon.
And this game is at Oklahoma. I'm gonna say the defense of Oklahoma is the main reason this game will turn out in Oklahoma's favor. I think Auburn is going to give them a good showing, but almost a touchdown spread. At home, I'm going Oklahoma.
Yeah, I'm picking Oklahoma, and Dad said he thinks they'll win by 10. So.
Okay. And you picking the same?
Yeah, I'll pick Oklahoma.
Okay. That'll be a good matchup. By the way, both teams are 3-0. So both teams are undefeated, and even though I don't want to make this pick because I really don't like the Auburn Tigers at all, I am going to pick the Tigers to upset the Sooners at their place. All right, next we have on the card Baylor Bears versus the Arizona State. Are they the Cardinals?
Hold on. Which one's the Sun Devils?
Sun Devils, excuse me.
Which one? Arizona or Arizona State?
Arizona State are. I figured out why you're making the guess.
Um,
7:30 matchup, Brandon.
and this is at Baylor, correct?
Yes.
Yes, it is at Baylor. I'm sorry. I thought it was.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with Arizona State upsetting Baylor at home.
2-point different there. I meant to tell you that too.
Yeah, Dad's pick was Baylor's. I guess since they're at home, it's gonna be a toss-up game. I mean, they're only favored by 2 points, so I'll give the win to Baylor.
Okay. And you know what? I'm gonna go with Sun Devils. I think it's gonna be upset in this case. Both of them are 2-1, by the way. All right. Next, we see Michigan and Nebraska, and the Wolverines are 2.5 over the Cornhuskers. It's a 3:30 matchup. Brandon at Nebraska, by the way.
At Nebraska, and
Yes.
not in the big house. So
No.
I think Michigan covers this spread plus some and takes care of Nebraska at Nebraska.
All right.
Dad
Nope.
picked Nebraska at home, but I'm gonna take Michigan at Nebraska, and they'll probably win it by a touchdown.
Both of them. Oh, Michigan's 2-1, but Nebraska's undefeated. I'm going to pick Nebraska to upset Michigan and continue their undefeated season, making things really interesting out there. All right, 7 o'clock. We'll come back to that game. It's Missouri, South Carolina. By the way, you make the picks and you win. Just pick the right score. We had a winner yesterday. Last week, excuse me. And so you pick the right score, you win a $50 gift card. So the next game on the card, we'll skip it and come back to South Carolina, Missouri. TCU, Texas Christian, Southern Methodist. Ought to be a good contest here. The Horned Frogs, I don't know what Southern Methodist mascot is.
A horse?
A horse? Yeah, Mustangs.
Yeah, Mustangs.
12 o'clock matchup, and this ought to be a good game, y'all. 6.5 for the Horned Frogs, Brandon.
Yeah, Southern Methodist is the only team that survived the death penalty in college football.
Yeah,
And,
that's right. That won't never happen again.
And so they went deep in the conference last year, but I think TCU at home has more in the tank than Southern Methodist this year.
Okay.
Dad selected SMU. However, TCU's favored by pretty much 7 at home. I'm going TCU.
Yeah, TCU has had wins over ACU, and they beat North Carolina. Remember that, the first game of the year. And I'm going to go with, SMU. I think the ACC favored is going to win this contest, and I'm predicting an upset here. All right, Central Florida and North Carolina, and Central Florida's hosting the Tar Heels. It's a 3:30 matchup. Brandon?
Since that first game, what has North Carolina done? Do you know?
Lost 1 and won 1, I think. I think they're 1 and 2, either 2 and 1.
I don't know. I feel like Belichick may have his first upset. I'm going to lean toward North Carolina at Central Florida.
Yeah.
Dad picked North Carolina at Central Florida. He said it's going to be a close game. But Central Florida, didn't they beat a ranked Florida the other week?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to go Central Florida at home.
Undefeated, by the way, Central Florida is, and North Carolina is. They lost their first game, and then they've won the next two handedly. They played. Let me see who they played real quick. They played Richmond last week, 41-6. And the week that they beat Charlotte 20-3. Charlotte lost again last night, bless them. I think that it's going to be UCLA. I think that's something when they came out there and they Florida. They'll remain undefeated. They beat A&T, NC A&T. They beat them 6-8-7. They got a high scoring offense and going to be passing the ball a lot. So I think that they're going to take care of the Tar Heels, and Bill hired him. And see that his married, but his girlfriend, she holds the doors for us to go through, the exits, all kind of stuff, doing stuff on the sideline. And so she's the go-getter. Reminds me of Steve Spurrier's wife. Y'all remember her? She was all the way involved with the program like that. And Mark Rick's wife was on the sidelines as well. So that's
she made a special Gatorade or whatever. Didn't she?
She did. She made a special Gatorade for the boys, and it worked for a while. Anyway, I'm looking forward to that matchup. And by the way, we can't get on Facebook right now. I don't know what's going on with that. I'm sorry, but we're on YouTube Live. Thank you. Let's keep going now. We've got another contest here, and it's going to be the next contest is Clemson Syracuse. We'll come back to that in a minute. Get your picks in, win $50. Make the correct pick. All right, Duke and NC State. It's a 4 o'clock matchup, and Duke is favored by 3.5, coming off a loss against the Wolfpack. Brandon? And they're at home, by the way, Duke is.
Duke's at home, coming off a loss. I don't know. Maybe I just feel like a underdog Saturday this week, but I'm gonna go NC State, taking care of Duke at home.
Okay.
Dad went NC State, and I'm also gonna go NC State at Duke.
Okay. All right, we got another matchup here, and this matchup is Wisconsin, and they're favored by 9.5 over Maryland at home. It's a noon matchup. Brandon.
I think Wisconsin's got a pretty strong offense. Maryland lacks a little bit in defense. So I think that 10-point spread could easily be covered by Wisconsin.
Okay.
Dad said that he was taking Wisconsin and they were going to win by 12. So, but I'm going to pick Wisconsin and say they cover the spread.
All right. The next game on the card is Kansas and West Virginia, and it's a 6 o'clock matchup, and Kansas is favored 14 over the Mountaineers.
Yeah, Kansas at home with a 2-score spread. I think West Virginia struggles. I don't feel so much on the underdog side on this one. I think Kansas takes care of it.
All right. No.
Dad said that Kansas would beat West Virginia, but he said it was going to be a close game. I'm going to take Kansas, but if they're favored by that much, then that means they must be pretty good. So I'm going to take Kansas and say they cover.
Yeah, I think 14 points says a lot. Here are the Trojans, and they're playing the Michigan State, and it's 11 p.m. That's right, 11 o'clock at night, Saturday night. If you want to stay up, you can't watch the Late Show no more because they done canceled it so you can watch USC Michigan State. Who you got in that one, Brandon?
Kind of makes me wonder about this spread. They're tied with Clemson with this 18-point spread that I'm not a fan of. But the USC win. They're at home against Michigan State, so for the Trojans on this.
Dad said USC win it big. Another one like to pick the favored by a lot, so I'll go with USC.
Okay, good game. All right, Arkansas is over Memphis, and it's a 12 noon matchup. And the Razorbacks hope to get back to their winning ways after stumbling to Ole Miss in the Grove. I got them favored over the Tigers at Memphis, Brandon.
At Memphis,
Yes.
this is a pretty decent little ball team,
Yeah.
but Arkansas coming back from, like you said, stumbling against Ole Miss last week. I think they're trying to prove a point this year. I'm going Arkansas.
Okay. Noah?
Dad said that with Arkansas, did they win or lose against Ole Miss?
Arkansas, they've only lost one game, and that was last week against Ole Miss.
So he said with them
7
losing last week, they're going to Memphis. He said that they'd win pretty big.
All right. And listen, you can be in our contest, win our contest this week by guessing the correct score and win a $50 gift card. We had Kobe Maroney won last week. He won the $50 giveaway. You can do the same at Crouch Hardware and Farm Supply, 508 North Main, Saluda. They're open this morning, 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturday, 7 to 4. Come out and be with us and visit us there. 508 North Main, Saluda, or call 864-445-0062. Now, the first game on the card is a 12 o'clock matchup. It's South Carolina, and they are going to Missouri, Brandon, 14-point underdog.
Either way, this game is played in Columbia, correct?
Yeah, the battle for the Mayor's Cup.
For the Mayor's Cup.
Mm-hmm.
South Carolina did struggle last week. The quarterback went out, the backup came in. I don't think that had anything to do with the outcome. Vandy showed up to play. Carolina is a pretty solid team. They're getting their feet under them. Missouri always usually gives Carolina a fit.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say Missouri wins, but I don't think they cover the spread.
All right.
Noah. I'm not sure if Lenore Sellers has helped or not. I hadn't looked.
He's going to be back, is what everybody is saying.
Well, he's going to be back. He may not be 100%. This game's at Missouri. I hate to do it, but I'm going to have to pick Missouri.
Okay. And what exactly happened to Lenore Sellers? I mean, what was his injury? I'm hearing
head-to-head contact. They got him for a concussion, I think is what it was.
Yeah. Here are Missouri's wins. They beat Kansas 61 to. No, I'm sorry. The first game of the year, they beat Central Arkansas 61 to 6. Then they turn around and beat Kansas 42 to 31. I guess that's their big win. And they beat Louisiana 52 to 10. They put a lot of points up, but can Carolina's defense show up this Saturday? If Carolina defense can show up, I got them upsetting Missouri at Missouri. Because if Lenore Sellers is back and he's on his game, he's done had over a week to rest up now. I believe that he is going to be in rare form, and it's going to be a big upset, and Carolina is going to be back in the national spotlight. I'm picking the upset Carolina. Now, pick the correct score, win a $50 gift card from Crouch Hardware and Farm Supply. And this is a 12 o'clock matchup, Clemson and Syracuse. And Clemson is favored at home. Brandon, 18 points.
Yeah, I'm scared to death of this game. Clemson 18-point favorite. They're tied with USC with the biggest margin on this list. Clemson at home, I think they're in dire straits right now. Long as they don't, try to go out there and outperform their talent. Syracuse gives Clemson a fit every year, wherever they play at. So I'm going to say it's going to be a lot closer than 18. But Clemson and Dabo and them, they've got to show up now, and they got a lot of pressure on them that could sway how they play. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go Clemson wins, but Nowhere close to the 18-point spread.
No.
Dad said Clemson was going to win, and it was going to be a close game. As a Carolina fan, I'm not a Clemson fan. So, y'all lost last week to Georgia Tech, and the Troy game was close. So, I'm going to give Syracuse a fighting chance and say they win by 3 in Death Valley.
Good gracious.
That game's in Death Valley, isn't it?
That is a big upset.
That game's in Death Valley.
And,
Yeah.
Looking at Syracuse, because we already know about Clemson, what they've got, they beat Colgate 66-24, first game of the year.
I don't know who that is.
Excuse me. No, that was last week. They also beat UConn, which is interesting, in overtime, 27-20, the week after Labor Day. And then they lost to Tennessee 45-26, which I think Tennessee is an awful good team. They're still ranked at 15 after losing by a nose of the football last week to my team, Georgia. Congratulations, the Bulldogs are off this week.
Boo.
But I predict that Clemson will win, but they will not cover the spread. And it'll be closer than what the card says. Well, we want to invite you out to the game tonight. It's homecoming at Saluda High School, and we're looking for a great football Friday night. 7 o'clock pregame, 7:30 kickoff as we place against the Southside Christian Sabres. But right now, we're going to have a scouting report from Tyler Rowe.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tyler. Here's a little scouting report on this week's game. Saluda's going to be taking on Southside Christian. Now, Saluda came up here last year to Southside Christian up in Simpsonville, South Carolina, and beat them in a close, hard-fought game. This year, this Southside Christian team is a little different. They are able to recruit, but you're recruiting against schools like Christ Church and St. Joseph. And the biggest problem that you're running into right now is that most of these schools up here are really good. Southside Christian is a good team. Now, don't get me wrong, but their record does not show it. They've played Abbeville, Mountain View Prep, and they also played AC Flora, all of which have scored more than 40 points on this team. They have a big defensive line, but no secondary. So look for Saluda to use that to their advantage. If they can get to the secondary, then Saluda is probably going to be throwing it up or maybe running. Another thing to note is that this Southside Christian team has only scored a total of 20 points this season in 3 games. That being said, they are 0-3, and what's looking like a possible Saluda dominating victory can easily change as long as Saluda stays on their side and keeps their game plan flowing. Then Saluda should come out with a victory and a pretty sounding one. What you're looking at right now is the offense, especially the quarterback, has not found his rhythm. And if you can get pressure on that quarterback, they're not going to be able to play their type of game. They're more of a pass team first. And with Saluda's speed, this could easily turn into one of those backups getting in the third quarter. Also, the Southside Christian team, they don't have many players. I mean, they have enough players to play one side of the ball, and then their secondary players are also going to play one side of the ball as well. So you won't really see much fatigue with that. But again, they don't have many backups or anything like that. I know this Saluda team is itching to play this Southside Christian team, and it should be a fun game. afternoon.
All
ladies and
right, that's
gentlemen. My
our
name is Tyler
scouting
Eagles.
report from Tyler Rowe. We appreciate him scouting this week's team as Saluda plays tonight, the Southside Christian Sapers, and we want everybody to come out tonight for a great game. And right now it's time for the Coach Greg Warner Show, Saluda Tiger Football, where we'll talk with him about tonight's game and look back at last week's contest. Coach, thank you for joining us on Saluda Now.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
And first, let's talk about last week's game as we traveled up the road to Chester.
Yeah, it was a great game. The guys showed up and they were really motivated to run and play. And so they did. They played a complete game from start to finish. I think in all three phases: offense, defense, and special teams. So it didn't. There for the first half, it was a back and forth type of game. But
Right.
Whenever you play a team like Chester, it's hard to mimic their speed in practice. And that offense, the way that they're able to move, their skill guys around. And so it took our defense a little bit of time to catch up to the speed, but once they caught up to it, they shut it down pretty much, and we had a great night.
And that was only our fourth time playing Chester, I guess, in the regular season. Ralph Shealy said we played them 70 and 71.
Oh, wow.
And then we played them last year here. And, of course, this past Friday night. Well, tonight we've got a great matchup coming up for Homecoming 2025. We're going to be saluting all our classes, the class of 26, 27, 28, and 29. And it's hard to believe those classes have already come through, and we're looking forward to a great matchup tonight, looking at the banners and crowning a homecoming queen, and, of course, playing the Southside Christian Sabres. Coach.
Yes. Sir.
Preview that game for us tonight.
So Southside, we played them last year, and it was a tough game up there in Greenville, and expecting nothing less than the same this year.
Right.
Looking at them on film, they have some good size to them. They have some good skill players, and so we have to come out and play Saluda football, be physical and be fast, and take the game to them.
That's right. And we hope that we'll see you out there tonight. And before I go forward any further, I want to congratulate our player of the week, Braden Williams. He did a wonderful job this past week. Yeah. And, of course, the player of the week is sponsored by Saluda County Farm Bureau. They're at 444 North Main Street, Saluda. Call us today for your home, auto, life, and more. 864-445-8101. How about that, Coach? How about Braden last week?
Yeah, Braden had an awesome game last week. He was 8 of 10 for 173 yards and 3 touchdowns in the air. And he ran the ball 7 times for 78 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. So, and just did a really good job of keeping the guys motivated, especially early on when it was a back and forth kind of game. We had a couple penalties, and he was able to keep the offense moving forward and focused on getting that next play. And so he had a really great game for us. And if Braden's playing like that, the offense is going to be just fine.
And by the way, he was nominated for the State Player of the Week. And,
yes, sir.
I thought that was a great accomplishment on his part. And, of course, we appreciate what Braden's doing for us this season.
And I have only seen one guy this week off the team, Ethan Graham in an arm sling.
Yeah.
Well, that'll keep him out this week.
Yeah. So Ethan Graham, he's going to be out this week. He got pretty banged up at Chester, and then we have a starting wide receiver, Kai Linton. He got hurt too at Chester, and so he's gonna be down for a while. He's gonna be out for a while. So we got some other guys that are gonna step up. Next man up mentality and fill that void that's been left by those two, and just keep going forward. But thinking about them too, and hoping that they pull through and have a speedy recovery. So
That's great. Noah, you want to say anything?
Come out and join us tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, he asked what I was going to ask him. What was the deal injury wise? So
That's great, and we're looking forward to a great homecoming tonight there at Southside Christian. We appreciate Coach Greg Warner for coming by every week, stopping by here on Football Friday on Saluda. Now, Coach, you want to say anything before we go?
nope, just come out, be loud, and go Tigers.
Go Tigers. Let's have a great homecoming night. Get there early. These young people have worked hard all week to get to this point, and we want to have a great time homecoming. That's a good time to come back. Come on home, y'all, and enjoy the Saluda Tigers tonight as we play the Southside Christian Sabres. It's always been a good matchup over the years with the Sabres, and they are a tough crowd. So let's come on out and cheer them on. 7 o'clock pregame, 7:30 kickoff. We appreciate Punks for having us out. Y'all got a lunch special yet? Don't know yet?
I did.
Okay, she does have it.
Shepherd's pie,
Shepherd's pie,
sweet pea,
sweet peas,
steamed broccoli,
steamed broccoli, carrots,
and
fried okra. All right, sounds great. Come on out. You can get the meat and three hot off the grill, and they'll be open to breakfast till 9:30 this morning. We appreciate everybody coming out for the show today, and we hope to see you tonight at Bettis Hurlong Stadium at Matthews Field. So long, everybody. Have a great